Flag party, take post.
If you're not familiar, ladies and gentlemen, that is the official march past of the Royal Canadian Air Force. Taking part in the ceremony today is the Color Party of the Royal Canadian Legion, Branch 71, and the Color Party of 187 Foothills, Royal Canadian Air Cadet Squadron. Please remain standing now for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you. You may now be seated.
Color party. Order. Color.
Flag party, order. Arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry LaPriere is the president of High River's Royal Canadian Legion, Branch 71. Comrade LaPriere will introduce the special guests for today's ceremony.
Good afternoon, folks. And I'd like to introduce Mayor Craig Snodgrass and his entourage, and the Reeve of the MD of Foothills, Larry Spilak. Thank you, folks.
Completing this project required active community and individual support. Robert Collins is the Sergeant at Arms for Branch 71, and he joins us now on the stage to recognize some of those contributors. Bob.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to thank the following sponsors for this dedication. Of course, we have the Royal Canadian Legion, branch number 71. The town of High River donated and plus supplied the labor for setting it up. Primavest Capital Corp, the MD of Foothills, RAF and Transit Mix, Flagworks, and of course my counterpart in Nanton was Dave Burrell. We had also donations from the public, and I would like to thank them. One is Ray Lunn, George Meyer, and William Snyder. Special thanks go to Tinderwall Structural Insulation Panels, which is in the hangar right now. Of course, Factory Outlets Trailers, which is our stage at this present time. Kurt Davis, who was our graphic design. Him and myself went down to Nanton and made numerous pictures, and then he as you'll see when they raise the colors on it, that you'll see what how a great job he did. I'd like to thank Tim Hortons for donating their coffee and chocolate. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you, Bob. All of us who live in High River have driven past this spot countless times, but few people understand the importance of this apparently empty field south of 498. No battle was fought here, it was not taken or retaken, and no blood was spilled in combat on this spot. So just what is the significance of this particular place? Not much is left, just this hangar, some barbed wire, a few foundations. If you look at this spot on Google Earth, you can still make out the roads, named after Canadian aces of the First World War, and even the faint triangular outline of the old runways. Certainly, a number of interesting things happened here. 95 years ago, in 1921, a group of people very similar to ours stood right about here to mark the opening of the High River Aerodrome. The civilian operation, primarily forest fire patrols over the foothills, worked out of surplus portable hangars and flew leftover aircraft from World War I. Today, Toronto's Pearson International is Canada's largest airport with almost 500,000 flights a year. Calgary is third with nearly 250,000 departures and arrivals. But in the summer of 1921, High River claimed the distinction of being the busiest airport in Canada, with a whopping 284 flights totaling over 700 hours in the air. Quite an achievement when you consider Power Flight was only 17 years old at that point. High River was on the leading edge of pioneering aviation. In 1922, the most powerful radio transmitter in North America was located right here. When the operator, W.W. Grant, spoke directly with someone in Hawaii, it was declared a miraculous step forward in wireless development. Grant went on to open the first commercial radio station in Alberta. Among other duties, pilots from here tossed mail bags to the Prince of Wales when he was staying at his ranch southwest of High River. And not only mail bags, they also tossed themselves. Early experiments in parachuting took place on this base as well. These are all noteworthy events in the development of aviation and technology, but by 1931, lookout towers had replaced the need for air patrols and the station closed. It was, unfortunately, the outbreak of the Second World War and the establishment of the Commonwealth Air Training Plan when this particular plot of land earned its most important place in our history. Number 5, Elementary Flying Training School, was moved to High River in June of 1941 when it was decided Lethbridge was simply too windy a place to teach flying. Using Tiger Moths and then Cornells, the primary purpose of this station was to provide pilots and aircrew for the air war. The following year, 187 Foothills Royal Canadian Air Cadet Squadron was formed to provide pre-trained recruits for what had become a total war effort. The Air Cadets here in front of you today represent a direct and unbroken link to the darkest days of that time.